So you're welcome back to Explore the Word podcast, where we do just that. In the episode today, we're going to be breaking away from the usual chapter by chapter reading of the book of Job. We're going to be looking at an encouragement that I found in the book of Job, and so that's what we're doing today.
These days, we're used to feedback. If you want to buy a product, maybe on Amazon or online, you look for the review of what people have said about the particular goods that you want before you purchase it. And that's a kind of feedback. It is a testimony about the product before you commit to it in terms of your money, putting your money in it. So, in the same way as a testimony or a feedback, we have examples, or we can see examples in the scriptures where people are, you have people giving testimonies about either themselves or people that they know. And so we can use those testimonies like feedback. And in the case of examples that you see in scriptures, I think it can also serve another purpose in the sense that you can use those testimonies to see how am I measuring up. And so I've got an example to share Many with us. Many people know the story of Job. He was in a very bad situation where he lost so much, lost his property, lost his children, lost his resources, and he was in a very a bad state. And then three of his friends came to, sympathize with him. And most of the book of Job talks about the conversation they had where they were talking to him and he was responding. And it is in such case that I found a particular testimony. So one of such people that came to visit Job is called Eliphaz, and I'm going to be reading from the book of Job, chapter 4. Then Eliphaz the Temite answered and said, I'm going to jump to verse 3 because that's where the testimony is. It says, Behold, thou hast instructed many, and thou hast strengthened the weak hands. Then in verse 4 it said, Thy words have upheld him that was fallen, and thou hast strengthened the feeble knee. I think this is a great testimony that this man was saying about Job. He was talking about the kind of things, the attitude and the support that Job is giving to people in time past. We know that in this situation, Job was really down. And so if you read through all the discourse, you see that there are some parts that Job did not agree with his friends of what they were saying. But this particular statement that we've just read suggests to me that Job had been good to people in time past. He had instructed many. In other words, he was a teacher. He had strengthened many that were weak. It could be in terms of financial support because we know that Job was a man of substance. We know the record of him. He had thousands of sheep and cattle and so many things that were destroyed. But it could be that he was supporting people in terms of finances or giving them their time, their attention, and a range of ways in which he was able to. So this man was testifying to what Job had done before now. Not only that, he said the words that he had spoken had uplifted people. So he probably was a counselor unto people. And then he said that you have strengthened the feeble knee. So all of this suggests that Job had been there for people around him. And I consider it a good testimony, a good, a very good thing to have to say about Job. And it's just made me to start questioning myself to say, have I been there for people? Have I supported people around me in time of their need? Because that's what this man was saying about Job. Have I been able to support people? It could be financial, it could be physical, it could be emotionally. Whatever I have, have I been able to use it to support people? Because this is a testimony that this man is saying there. Now, it doesn't matter whether little or small, whatever I have I used it to the benefit of people? He also said that Job had instructed. Now, that's one of the things I'm trying to do on this channel, to share my knowledge, my understanding, and to support people that encourage. I do not claim to know all of the scriptures, but what I know is enough to encourage some people. So I want to encourage you today that get into the habit of sharing with people. The little you know or the much you know, whichever way that you are able to support people, and let that be the testimony that people will have to give about you as you go about your business, and whether in front of you or to other people. I hope you have been blessed.
So thank you for spending your time with me, and I hope you have found this useful. Please like and share, and hope to see you in the next episode. Thank you for tuning in once again, and God bless.